everybody, Dylan Cliche here. Welcome to another episode of Dylan Says the Movie Reviews. What can you say about Disney after World War II? During that time, the Disney Studios was having financial problems because of the animated film's lack of foreign markets during the war. They made some theatrical animated shorts about military training that broke even, but no profit came from them. They were able to get profited by re-releasing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Pinocchio in 1945 and 1946 respectively, but they had to lay off half of their employees in the latter year. During that same year, they released their first movie, which would mostly be live action and contain some animation, which is what I'm reviewing this week. Released on November 12th, 1946, the movie is Song of the South. The film begins with a narration from Uncle Remus.
Yes, sir. There's other ways of learning about the behind feet of a mule than getting kicked by 'em. Shows I'm named Remus. And just cause these here tales is about critters like Bear Rabbit and Bear Fox, that don't mean they ain't the same like can happen to folks. So them what can't learn from a tale about critters just ain't got their ears tuned for listening. Like as not, they too busy going along all mixed up with their own troubles. Like the time that Miss Sally and Mr. John was coming down to the plantation.
We then see a 7-year-old boy named Johnny, played by the late Bobby Driscoll, going to his grandmother's plantation with his parents, John and Sally, played by the late Eric Rolfe and Ruth Warwick, respectively, and Aunt Tempe, played by the late Hattie McDaniel. When they get there, Johnny's grandmother, played by the late Lucille Watson, is happy to see him.
You favor your grandfather more every time I see you.
Grandmother then has Toby, played by Glenn Leedy, show Johnny around the plantation, and Johnny sees a man who he asks Aunt Tempe if he's Uncle Remus.
Uncle Remus? No, no, honey, that's just Ned.
Come on. I showed the big grandpa clock.
I've been hearing about the clatter you've raised in Atlanta, thumping for cotton mills, railways, and heaven knows what.
Miss Dorsey, where do you want me to put this truck?
Put it in the... Oh, well, never mind. Perhaps I better show him myself. Come along. Now, be careful you don't...
Sally. Well, what are you going to tell her? Have you changed your mind, or are you still going to stay?
Oh, I have to stay, John. It wouldn't be fair to Mama. She has enough responsibility. I'm not going to saddle her with ours.
But it's only for a short time. And she'll be only too glad to take care of Johnny.
While looking at a grandfather clock with Toby, Johnny hears his father going back to Atlanta to resume his job, and Johnny's upset about this.
Daddy, you're going back?
Yes, son.
Why?
I have to.
But you've never left Mama and me before.
No, I know. But I've got a job to do. And you've got one, too. Taking care of Mother and Grandmother. You do that now for me, won't you? Bye, son. Bye, Miss Station. Bye, Sally.
Daddy, don't go. Please, Daddy, please. I won't stay here. If you go, I'm going too.
That night, Johnny runs away. On the way, he hears Uncle Remus, played by the late James Baskett, telling some kids stories about Brer Rabbit.
What you laughing about, says Bear Fox?
Says he. And Brer Rabbit, he couldn't say nothing.
Well, then, says Brer Fox, says he, I'll settle your hash right now. And with that, he grabbed Brer Rabbit by the tail and made for to dash him again the ground. But just then, Brer Rabbit's tail snapped off real short, and he tucked through the cotton patch like the dog was after him. And from that day to this, the only tail that Brer Rabbit's got to his name was a little old ball of cotton.
Hey, what happened to Brer Fox, Uncle Remus?
Won't do to put out too much cloth for to cut one pair of pants.
Uncle Remus, you tell the best tales in the whole United States of Georgia.
Two women, one of them being Tempe, then come looking for Johnny.
You sure ain't been down here listening to one of your tales?
Of course that, wasn't that seated?
How come you let that boy get out of your sight? Didn't Miss Doshi tell you to take care of him?
Come on, Chloe, us got to find him before Miss Sally goes out of her mind.
Miss Tempe, you tell Miss Sally the boy's with me.
What do you mean he's with you?
Never mind. You just tell her what I said.
Come on, Toby, get your... Yeah, go.
Uncle Remus catches up with Johnny and befriends him.
Oh, there now. Done gone and got something in your eye. And I ain't surprised. Things blowing round here the way they does. Nah. Appears to me like you's figuring on going someplace.
I am. And nobody's gonna stop me.
Well, now, if that don't bang my time. You know, I was just figuring on doing something like that myself. How'd you like old Uncle Remus to go along with you?
On their way, Uncle Remus asks Johnny if he brought any food with him for his journey.
No.
Well, now, we ain't got no grub. We sure can't get very far. Suppose we stops by my place and picks up some cornbread. And maybe some sweet potatoes? To be sure, honey. Give me a hand. I need your young eyes in the dark.
So Uncle Remus takes Johnny to his cabin and gives him some food. Johnny says he's not coming back from his trip, and Uncle Remus laughs.
You're laughing at me.
That's you, honey. No, sir. I was laughing because that was exactly the words that old Brer Rabbit used the time that he lit out from his briar patch.
And I ain't never coming back neither.
Yes, sir, it was his very words.
Uncle Remus then tells Johnny the story of Brer Rabbit earns $1 a minute, and we hear the song Zippity-Doo-Dah.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay.
During the song, Uncle Remus walks through an animated forest, encountering a bluebird, some moles, bees, and hummingbirds.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful.
After the song, Uncle Remus sees that Brer Rabbit, voiced by Johnny Lee, is boarding up his front door because he's leaving his briar patch because of troubles.
This where the trouble is, and this the place I belongs away from.
Don't you know you can't run away from trouble?
Well, I'm glad there ain't gonna be no trouble.
There ain't no place that far.
Well, just the same, I done made up my mind, and I ain't never coming back. Well, so long, Uncle Remus.
Sure hope you know what you was doing.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
He left his old troubles behind, all right, but he was heading straight for a whole mess of brand new troubles.
While on his way, Brer Rabbit gets caught in a road trap set up by Brer Fox, voiced by James Baskett, who's after Brer Rabbit to eat him.
I got him. I got that old rabbit. I sure as got him. I got the old rabbit to stop for sure.
And with that, he grab up his axe and make ready for to settle Brer Rabbit's hash right now.
Brer Rabbit then sees Brer Bear, voiced by the late Nick Stewart, coming and tells him that he's making $1 a minute for scaring crows.
$1 a minute?
D-Dot is. Would you like to make $1 a minute, Brother Bear?
Yeah, but...
You know, you'd make a mighty fine scarecrow, Brother Bear.
Thanks.
How'd you like to have this job?
Oh, yeah. No. I couldn't take your job.
No, that's all right. You...
Brer Rabbit then sees Brer Fox coming and has Brer Bear take his place. When Brer Fox arrives, he tells Brer Bear that he was tricked by Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear is not happy with this, so now they're both after Brer Rabbit.
Let go now. He's mine. I got you, Brer Rabbit.
I got him, Brer Fox. I got him, Brer Fox. I got him. So Brer Rabbit took his foot in his hand and put out for home, where he belonged. And just like I told him in the first place, you can't run away from trouble. There ain't no place that far.
His foot in his hand, Uncle Remus?
Sure, honey. That's just a way of saying that he run as fast as he can.
After the story, Johnny takes the advice and decides to go back to the plantation, and Uncle Remus takes him back.
Now maybe I can get some sleep.
Think they're waiting for me?
They ain't passing the time of day.
Son, where have you been?
Laws, Miss Sally, didn't Sis Tempe tell you he was with me?
Yes, she told me, but it's so long past Johnny's bedtime.
To be sure, Miss Sally. I was telling him a tale about Brer Rabbit, and I plumb forgot the time.
Well, I don't mind your telling him stories, Uncle Remus, but you know perfectly well it's too late for him to be out.
Yes, it won't happen again, Miss Sally.
I'm sure it won't. Well, son, let's run along upstairs and get ready for bed.
The next morning, Toby brings Johnny a frog.
Ooh, he's beautiful. Morning, Bird Frog. How do you do? Say me deep, Bird Frog. He gotta be in the water before he said that. Where'd you get him? The mill pond? Yeah. How come you know that? My daddy, he told me. He's caught lots of them. Let's go down after breakfast and get some more. Yeah, maybe Uncle Remus will let us use his frog box.
On their way to go frog hunting, Johnny sees a bowl and Toby tells him about it.
Yo, look out, what's that for? That's what the wind blowing, good or bad. And if it's blowing toward the bull, that ain't good. Cause then he smell you coming and catch you on his horn show. The best way is to don't cut across there at all. Get!
The two boys then stop by the Favors' house where the two sons, Jake and Joe, are threatening to drown their little sister Ginny's puppy, and they see Johnny and Toby.
You let go of him before I knock your head clean off. Where'd you get them funny-looking clothes? Yeah. Look at that lace collar. Look, Joe. What's your name, little girl? Look at the little girlie wearing a lace collar, wearing a lace collar, wearing a lace collar, wearing a lace collar.
At a pond, Ginny, played by the late Luana Padden, gives Johnny the puppy.
keep if you'll be nice to him. They were gonna drown him. His name was Tinchy.
Tinchy. Gee, he's beautiful.
However, Johnny's mother refuses to let him keep the puppy. So he takes it to Uncle Remus, who's reluctant to keep it for him at first, but then changes his mind when he sees how cute the puppy is.
And it ain't like you can't get used to all that hollering and squalling, but it's this here letting in and letting out. Of course, I got a little corner what ain't being used. Laws, ain't he a ugly little critter?
He's not ugly.
He might grow up to be all right, but then again, he mightn't. Come here, you little rascal. Look at that. Doggone if you don't act like you think I'm gonna take him. Got a nice little tail, too.
Sometime later, Johnny and Toby visit Uncle Remus, and he tells them the story of Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby, where Brer Fox and Brer Bear make a tar baby to catch Brer Rabbit.
That biggity old rabbit won't get away this time. No, sir. Gonna catch him sure. I'll catch him sure.
That's what you said the last time before, and the time before that, and look. Let's just knock his head clean off.
Oh, no, indeed. Ain't nothing smart about that. I'm gonna show him who the smartest is. And the tar baby will do the rest. It's sure gonna fool him. Yes, sir. It's sure gonna fool him.
It ain't gonna fool nobody. It ain't got no eyes.
Eyes? Oh, yes, indeed, eyes. I'm glad I thought of that. Let me see now. Let me see about just about this size. Now, let me see. Oh, yes, a nose, too. Got to have a nose. Need one of those very, very badly. Got to have a nose. This is sure gonna do the trick. Just looking more natural all the time.
Well,
it even begin to fool me. You know what?
It ain't got no hair.
Hair?
But now, don't...
Now. All right, come on, Reb Law. Come on. Let's hang out all day. Come on.
They take the Tar Baby outside. Brer Rabbit comes along and says, "How do you do?" But the Tar Baby doesn't answer him. So he attacks the Tar Baby and gets caught in it.
Oh, how do you do?
Yeah, how you come on?
He's wishing he'd never been born.
About you and me.
Well, Brother Rabbit, you sure looks like a sport, all stuck up in your swallowtail coat. Don't you look good in this coat? I ain't never seen nobody that good
Let
before.
me say...
Other folks' business, you mine's the best.
Don't say no more. We see the rest.
We sure do. We don't need to see nobody else.
What I'm gonna say is...
He's a pretty smart fella, the folks all say.
Yeah, knows a lot of tricks.
But he forgot him today. He forgot everything, didn't he, Brother Bear?
Brer Fox and Brer Bear then try to decide what to do with Brer Rabbit, and he tells Brer Fox not to throw him into a briar patch, but he does.
Yes, sir, Brother Fox. I was born and bred in the Briar Patch. Yes, sir. Born and bred in the Briar Patch. Born and bred in the Briar Patch.
After the story, Johnny and Toby encounter the Favors brothers, and they say that they're going to tell on him about the dog to Aunt Tempe, Johnny's grandmother and mother. But Johnny tells them not to tell their mother, but then they go off and tell her.
That's Ginny's dog, and if she wants to give it away, 'tain't none of your business.
I'll get even with that, Johnny. He'll find out. Thinks he's so smart. It wasn't his fault. He told us not to tell our mom. Yeah, 'cause that's just what he wanted us to do.
So as revenge, Jake and Joe tell Johnny's mother, Sally, that Uncle Remus is keeping the dog for Johnny, and this does not make her happy.
Is that right, Uncle Remus?
Well, you see, Miss Sally,
I see. Uncle Remus will get your dog back to you. Now run along, please.
You gonna whip Johnny? You oughta. Johnny said he didn't care if we told you, but not to tell our ma. And when we told her, she gave us a whipping.
Later, Johnny visits Uncle Remus, and he tells him that he was forced to give the dog back to the Favors, and that Johnny kept the dog even though his mother said no.
But I love him. He loves me. You shouldn't have done it, Uncle Remus. Jake will drown him. I know he will.
Ain't no use you carrying on. Puppy's gone, and that's that.
You don't even care. Teachy's gone, and you don't care at all.
Don't make no difference whether I does or whether I don't. I'm just a wore-out old man what ain't no good to nobody.
But Uncle Remus, you're the best friend I have.
Maybe so. But I'm that pestered I don't know whether I'm end upwards or end downwards. But I does know this. I ain't gonna be telling you no more stories.
Soon, Johnny's birthday comes, and he picks up Ginny from her house. On their way to Johnny's house, Jake and Joe push Ginny into a mud puddle, and she runs off crying. Johnny fights with Jake and Joe, but is stopped by Uncle Remus.
All right, get off of him. Come on, son, get off of him. Get off of him. Now, you two get along, and don't let me catch you pestering on these children no more. And I means it.
Gee, Jenny, please don't cry. We can still go to the party. If you wanna, I'll clean off your dress.
Uncle Remus then comforts Johnny and Ginny by telling them the story of Brer Rabbit and his laughing place, where Brer Fox has somehow captured Brer Rabbit, voiced this time by James Basket, and is getting ready to cook him up for dinner.
And it looked like his time done run out for sure. 'Cause Brer Rabbit, he done used up his whole bag of tricks.
You done played your last trick on me, Brer Rabbit. You sure have. Yes, sir. You done played your last trick on me. Here, pull that knot. You sure looks mighty good in that bow tie, Brer Rabbit. Yes, sir. You looks mighty good in that bow tie. Don't you look good in that bow tie, Brer Bear? I ain't never seen nobody look that good in bow tie before. He all dressed up for dinner.
Yeah, for dinner.
Yes, sir. He really dressed up for dinner.
Brer Rabbit then tells Brer Fox about his laughing place. Brer Fox knows that he's trying to trick him, but Brer Bear wants to see the laughing place. So Brer Rabbit takes them there and says that it's through some trees and bushes.
Hey, there ain't nothing in here except beans.
You sure done made a fool out yourself this time? Yes, sir. You sure done made a fool out yourself. I ain't never seen nobody look that silly, boy. You know what they
You said this was a laughing place. And I ain't laughing.
I didn't say it was your laughing place. I said it was my laughing place, Brer Bear.
After the story, Johnny and Ginny go out to find some laughing places of their own. However, they encounter Johnny's mother, who says that the party has ended and tells Uncle Remus to stay away from Johnny.
You understand? Completely away.
Yes.
Later, Johnny goes to Uncle Remus's cabin to tell him that he found his laughing place, but he's not there.
Mama! He's gone! Uncle Remus is gone! Where'd he go, Mama?
I don't know, son.
But why'd he leave? Why?
I'm afraid Mother's to blame.
Toby tells Johnny that Uncle Remus is leaving, so Johnny goes after him but is attacked by the ball. While Johnny's recovering, his father returns.
How is he?
Well, he's out of his head, son, talking like his little heart's about to break. You see, Mr. John, he was cutting through the bull pasture, trying to stop Uncle Remus from going away.
Johnny wants to see Uncle Remus, so grandmother has him come in and tells Johnny the story of Brer Rabbit and his laughing place, and Johnny lives.
Daddy. Mama, Daddy's here. Mama.
She's right here, son.
Yes, darling, it's all right.
Mama, make him stay, please.
There now, son. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay right here, where I belong.
Honest?
Honest. And we'll have more fun than Brer Rabbit himself.
And we'll have the laughingest place in the whole wide world.
And that's the truth.
After Johnny has recovered, he plays with Toby and Ginny and got his dog back. The kids then encounter Brer Rabbit and other characters from the stories. Uncle Remus joins them and they run into a sunset. What a wonderful day! And that was Song of the South. What are my thoughts on it? It's really good. On a budget of $2.125 million, the movie grossed about $3.515 million domestically and $1 million from the rest of the world for a total of approximately $5 million worldwide and got mixed reviews from critics. After its re-releases in 1956, 1972, 1980, and 1986, the lifetime box office became $65 million. James Baskett also got an Academy Honorary Award for his performance as Uncle Remus, making him the first African-American man to ever win an Oscar. However, this is also considered to be the most controversial movie that Disney has ever made because of its questionable portrayal of slavery. In fact, NAACP Executive Secretary Walter Francis White didn't see the movie at the time, but he stated that the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People recognizes in Song of the South remarkable artistic merit in the music and in the combination of live actors and the cartoon technique. He regrets, however, that in an effort to offend neither audiences in the North or South, the production helps perpetuate a dangerously glorified picture of slavery, making use of the beautiful Uncle Remus folklore Song of the South unfortunately gives an impression of an idyllic master-slave relationship, which is a distortion of the facts. And that was based on memos he got from two NAACP staff members, Norma Jensen and Hope Spingard, who went to a press screening. Because of its controversy, it's never been released on home media in the US and hasn't even been released on Disney Plus. Now let's move on to the production of the film. Sometime after the release of Snow White in 1938, Walt was very into the Joel Chandler Harris Uncle Remus stories. He remembered hearing about them as a child and started working on a film adaptation in 1939. At that time, it was supposed to be completely animated and would contain a bunch of stories, including one where Brer Rabbit has a gambling addiction that would be the root of his troubles. One where Brer Rabbit convinces Brer Fox to let him ride him like a horse to a party. One where Brer Rabbit dresses up as a ghost to scare Brer Bear. And one where Uncle Remus talks to the forest animals and gets them to build a church to bring peace between predators and prey. But then they decided to make the movie mostly live action, with a third of it being animated. For the writing, Walt hired Southern-born writer Dalton Raymond to write the screenplay. Raymond wrote a 51-page outline, which he delivered on May 15, 1944. The Hayes office read it and demanded for some terminology to be removed, like referring to Uncle Remus as an old darky. Because of this, Walt needed to find another writer, so he asked Maurice Rapp, known for writing live-action films at the time, to work alongside Raymond and Colm Webb to turn the treatment into something more suitable. So Rapp took out a lot of the offending phrases and included dialogue to make it clear that this movie is set after slavery was abolished. But then, after working on the film for a while, Rapp was let go and Morton Grant was brought in. But when he wrote his script, he removed the clarifications about the Reconstruction era. For the casting, Clarence Muse was going to play Uncle Remus, but he quit because Raymond ignored his suggestions to portray African Americans in a way that would be dignified and more than just Southern stereotype. So after going through Paul Robeson and Rex Ingram, they decided to go with James Baskett, who auditioned to voice a talking butterfly. Walt then met him in person and thought that he would be perfect for Uncle Remus. He also got the part of the butterfly in Brer Fox, as well as voicing Brer Rabbit in the Laughing Place short. Some of the other cast members included Bobby Driscoll, the first actor under contract with Disney as Johnny, and Hattie McDaniel as Aunt Tempe. For the filming, it started in Phoenix, Arizona, where an entire plantation was built by the studio and at the Samuel Goldwyn Studio. On the last day of filming, Wilfred Jackson, the director of the live-action scene, saw that the scene where Uncle Remus starts singing Zippity-Doo-Dah wasn't filmed right. So Walt came up with an idea where it would start with a close-up of Baskett as Uncle Remus, with the lights being covered by cardboard behind him. Then, as he starts singing, the cardboard was removed to show that he's now in the animated forest. And now it's time for me to give my opinion on the film. In the end, while Song of the South is considered Disney's most controversial movie because of its questionable slavery portrayal, I really don't see why it is. Sure, it's never mentioned whether or not Uncle Remus and the other African American characters are slaves, but I would say that it is set after slavery was abolished. So with that said, I give this movie a rating of 4 stars out of 5. Well, that's it for Song of the South. Be sure to join next week when I'll be reviewing the Disney Channel original movie about Andrew Lawrence playing a blind guy. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.
Miss Doshi, things are looking mighty satisfaction.